Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Today I wanted to go over and review these tools that we talked about. These are Bosch tools that we talked about in a previous video. So go check that video out first, click the subscribe button, and then check this video as well. The most important part about those three things is clicking that subscribe button. We want to raise that 17% of our audience that actually does click the subscribe button into 100%. So we would really appreciate it if you would. All right, so these are all Bosch tools. Bosch sent me these tools to try out and test. So that's what we've been doing. I've had this drill before. They've coined this drill the Freak. All right. What's cool about the Freak, it accepts any quarter drive bit on the inside of this chuck right here. So you can put it in, pull back on the plunger. Now your quarter drive is in there, okay? But the other cool thing about it is it will accept any 1/2 inch drive socket, adapter, or anything else you have for putting other bolts and nuts together, or maybe using it to change out lug nuts on your car, things like that. It's like a 2-for-1 almost. I know you can get other adapters and things like that. This tool is brand new, so it's a little tough to get those on and off. But I thought I'd just run a few screws for you, and then we're gonna use another tool to modify them, and then another tool to cut them. Let's start with just using the Freak. First thing I'm gonna do is put a T30 on the inside chuck and lock it in. And I'm just gonna run some 2.5 inch GRK screws, and I'm gonna run those over here on the side because I'm gonna put them in and I'm gonna leave them in here. But the first thing I'll do is I'll just drive a couple and see how they do. They go in pretty good. All right. Seems like there's plenty of power there. This is an 18-volt drill. The model number is GDX18V-1800. And we're running just a 2 amp hour battery. I just grabbed a couple of the batteries off the job site. These are brand new tools. We really haven't used these yet. They do have a battery indicator, so they're at full power, but not bad for a little 2 amp hour battery, okay? So that's basically installing some fasteners, some construction legs with the drill. Now I'm gonna put on this socket adapter. I didn't have a 1/2 inch socket that went down to a 5/16 inch nut. So I'm just gonna slap this on, and I don't have any lag bolts, bigger 1/2 inch lag bolts or anything like that. So you guys get the idea because you're smart. You're really smart, I know you are. So now I've put on that 1/2 inch drive, and it's basically acting like the same thing. I could have used a bit. Maybe someday we'll compare this drill with all our other drills in a high-end speed test, all right? So let's go ahead and we'll put this back in like that. It has a nice weight to it, super light. It does come with a belt clip, which I haven't installed yet, so you can like put it on your apron, your pants or something like that. Man, this sucker, there we go. I'm sure as it wears in, there's actually you can't probably see it, but there's a little spring-loaded clip at the end of this that kind of holds the socket in. So it holds it in very well. So it's a little bit of a challenge getting it off, but I'm sure as that breaks in, it would be a little bit easier. Not a bad drill, but what I'm excited about is what's next. So Bosch also sent me this grinder, and this is called an X-Lock grinder. Comes with this handle, which I usually don't use a whole bunch. The cool part about this is how it's attached. So basically with the X-Lock grinder, it's toolless grinder wheel changes. And it's very easy because there's just this little red handle right here. You just push down on it and you lift up and it drops out. This is a Bosch branded X-Lock grinder disc, but I want to do some cutting. So what I did is I went to Home Depot and I picked up some Diablo 4.5 inch grinder discs, cutting discs actually. They are grinder discs, but they're made for cutting steel, which is what we're gonna do over here as a demonstration, okay? So the cool part is, I know I've already described this in another video, but I'm just gonna go over it again real quick. You have your grinding disc, you put it in, and then all you gotta do is push down on it. And it locks it into place, and you're ready to go. It's that quick. So this particular tool will probably remain on our job site, because here's the kicker. If you didn't get anything else out of this video, get this. I bought 5 X-Lock grinding discs for $10. And then I walked over to a standard grinder disc that's not an X-Lock, and they were $3.99 a piece. So if you buy in bulk, I got 5 cutting discs, which is what we use the most, for $2 a piece. Half the price of what a standard grinder wheel would cost at your home center. So that I found was kind of a value. Like, I almost felt like I was stealing when I went in there and bought these, because you're getting that quick change. So at the end of the day, a lot of times with a thin disc like this, you throw it back in your toolbox and you go to pull it out the next time and this is broken. But how hard it is to do that and put it away, and now you can transport your grinder and you're not damaging your discs. So I think we're gonna save a lot of dough doing that in the future. Let me grab a pair of safety glasses and I'm gonna cut all these up. So here's our grinder. Again, we're just using a 2 amp hour battery, lithium ion battery. They do make bigger capacity batteries as well, but that's what I happen to have with me today. So we're gonna cut 5 bolts and let's see how it does with this Diablo disc. All right, I'm gonna pull this disc off of here, and just for giggles, I'm gonna hold it up to a brand new one, and it's basically the same diameter still. I know we only cut 5, but it's good to know that you'll get a little bit of longevity out of these wheels. Nice, all right, so again, I just love, with these heavier duty wheels, these are more like for grinding metal. You could probably put this one on and leave it on and transport it like that, and it'll be fine. It's just, with these thinner discs, I like to protect them because I've lost so many, and I've gotten to a job site, I'm like, oh, there's $4. You know, every time, $4. Every time you transport it, oh, there's $4. So save your money, and now they're only $2. Until Home Depot gets wise. Once they see this video, they're gonna be like, huh, Dr. Dex has a point. Let's raise the price. Let's hope they don't, okay? Last but not least is the Oscillator. So this is model number GOP18V-28. I already talked about it a little bit in the video. They have some really cool carbide tipped blades that I like to use. Again, one of the coolest parts about this system is the lever activated lock. You just pull it like this, it drops right off, and you can just push it back on. Just like that. Let's say you gotta change your angle. Boom, it's that quick. I have a couple DeWalt ones and I like those as well, but they're not that fast. Another thing I like, the fact you can just hit this switch and it's on, and you hit it off. There's a speed controller right here. I usually leave mine full metal unless I need, for some reason, I need to dial it down a little bit. But I'm just gonna cut a little notch out of this beam. We made some earlier cuts in it. Let's just cut a notch out of it so you guys can see how it works, okay? So this is what's cool about these kind of tools, these multi-tools. We find that we use them more often now when we're trying to create a little notch for something to fit into. And that's what we use multi-tools a lot for. They also work great for under thresholds and that kind of thing, when we're working low on doors and trying to fit different parts together in our deck building. So those are 3 tools that we are using quite commonly in our setup. Maybe you think about investing in this platform. They do make some different kits with different X-Lock blades. Like I said, Diablo's making these as well, so that's interesting that there's a crossover right there. I'm kind of into that. And they also have different types of kits you can pick up for like 20 bucks with different drill bits and that kind of thing. So hope that answers some questions for you. If you're looking for an entry-level set of tools, this is not a bad way to go, especially with the X-Lock features. I really dig that. And hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, or if you learned something a little bit about X-Lock, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon to be notified when we're putting out content. Leave us a comment below. Let us know how we're doing, how we did with this video, and what else you'd like to see us put out on our channel. And most of all, thanks for watching this, and have a great day. Over and out.